Thank you, Brother Randy, for joining us again. And of course, I want to start off with asking, people saw the 2 episodes and there was a little gap. And people were asking, well, what happened to all of those little chicks and the baby chicks and all of the chickens they saw, and even as well as what happened with the hoop house at your house and as well as those trees. Can you kind of give us an update?
Okay, so let's start with the hoop house. Come here, Brother Tariq. This is the new farmer, Brother Tariq. Brother Tariq helped me to put together a new and better, improved hoop house. That's what we did. We broke down the other old hoop house and we put up a new hoop house that looks a little bit like that, but what you're gonna see, you'll see it in the very near future in some episodes to come. With the hoop house, with the baby chicks, you see some of the baby chicks right now. They're full grown. Yep, and that's what happened to some of them. The others were casualties of war, unfortunately, but that is the sad truth. A lot of them made it, but I had to be gone for a month in Hawaii. Now, I enjoyed Hawaii. I loved Hawaii. I was extremely frustrated, but I had to just chalk it up this year for this season. I was able to grow all the vegetables inside of the hoop house, which will send you footage on that, but my vegetables on the farm were overgrown with weeds, and it wasn't that the plants grew in the weeds, but it was so many that it would have taken me too long, and it was too late in the season for them to develop even further because of the weeds blocked a lot of the sunlight, but it also kept that plant intact and healthy, but just not able to flower and produce in time. So I lost my crop this year, but it allowed me to have time to reflect and plan for the upcoming year, and also to build this project here, in which we're working on now. So we are hatching some more baby chicks, and hopefully we have a better system and that they'll be ready to go by next spring. They'll be full grown, egg laying, and healthy.
You said that you learned and were able to reflect. Can you kind of share some of your reflections and some of the lessons learned from that experience?
One of the biggest things I learned this year is good help is hard to find. Brother Tariq has not been shy from any hard work whatsoever. He has always been wanting to help. He really wants to learn. And he's there at any call, like no matter what it is, he's not complaining. He comes and does the work. So he is a great help, and he's gonna be a great farmer. Time and unforeseen occurrences happen. You have to, I'm pretty well with adapting. I've learned on the farm, but you really have to have a system in place that if you are gonna be gone, that's someone that you can trust to take care of your crops, but also your babies. When you're away, animals don't take lightly to not having food or water for a great amount of days. I did have a wonderful system in place for the chickens while I was gone. As far as with food and water, I did had to learn that very quickly, and it did work very well to my expectations. It could be tweaked a little bit better to be more efficient, and therefore helping me with my time. So just some more reflections over this past growing season. So the ground in which I grew on the farm, I wanted to maximize my watermelon growth and butternut squash growth. I didn't have as much problems with stink bugs or squash borers, vine borers. I didn't have a big problem with that. My problem was that the soil in which I was growing them had too much wood chip. And so a lot of the butternut squashes and watermelons plants that I tried to produce did not take. And the soil that I was growing on the farm that I didn't add soil to, the clay is too thick. So it's gonna take a lot of time, I'm talking years, in order for the wood chip to break down and for me to amend that soil. So that's what these chickens also help to do, is to help to break down the soil. They eat the wood chips, and they're adding compost by eating, the breakdown of all this plants. It's just turning it into valuable dirt. They're making the useless land useful.